I'm going to give you an example of kind of the difference between daily and weekly charts and why weekly charts for a lot of traders is just a kind of like a better way to trade because it eliminates a lot of the over trading. It doesn't mean you can't trade daily moves. It just means you have to realize kind of what you're doing, that it's a shorter time frame and there's more potential for kind of like whipsaw action. This is Disney, ticker DIS. If you were long it and were trading just on this daily chart back in December, you can see where it broke kind of like if you're drawing an uptrend here. It broke this uptrend, broke the some of these moving averages, and some of these support levels. If you had if you were kind of watching it and had these lines, and this was an important line obviously where it was resistance here. It was kind of a breakout, retested, held as support, and then it kind of bounced around this line for a while. Uh, but if this was certainly a break of that support, but before that it broke the downtrend, and so maybe you would have been scared and kind of like stopped out of your position, and that's reasonable. But it's if you were trading daily, right? And the way you do it is you protect yourself by getting out of this position and see how it handled the retest of that line. So the chart was turning bearish, you basically see, kind of retest this line, fail, and then just keep going down, making new lows. Instead, it broke above and started kind of a more of a bullish formation. But what I want to do is, so that's the daily. It would have kind of stopped you out of it. But if you were just trading weekly charts, you can see where, again, we're going back to this is weekly, so it's a much longer time frame. And we go back to that kind of late December 2018 period, that drop, which was the drop we just saw on the daily, really didn't do much damage to the chart, right? And so, whereas the daily you might have looked at it and said, wow, that was kind of a scary fall, I need to get out of it. Really on a weekly basis, nothing really happened. In fact, it actually, if you drew a trend line, it would have held the support, certainly held the support that seemed to be important, right? If you just draw a horizontal line, just ballpark, like let's draw it right here because this is like kind of a really longer term. It wasn't even close to that, but let's say we draw one even here, right? Because there was a support level here. There's a lot of people would be looking at this line if they drew it. It just held this support area. And so it held this support area, held the uptrend line. So really, you wouldn't have done anything if you were trading the weekly chart. And so it just kind of shows you that when you're even before, if you are trading daily charts, sometimes take a step back, look at the weekly chart and saying, is this really something I need to panic about? Or is this really something that on a longer term basis is as meaningful as it might feel on a short term basis?